Greetings everyone, this is Light of Tabor. I'm your host, Mark Rattel, and today is the 5th video that I promised you guys. I promised you guys a video Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which was yesterday, and 5th video we're dropping this week is going to be today, Friday, and this is it. We're in it right now, we're in the middle of it, so feels good to be at the end of the week and to fulfill that promise to myself and to you guys to follow through with it. It wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it. And now I feel like I've caught a bit of a groove. I got a little groove going because I'm actually working on another video simultaneously that was supposed to be this video, but it's taken longer than I thought. And I was like, you know what? I got to drop something today. Because this other video I'm working on, it's probably not going to drop today. It could drop today, it could drop tonight, could drop in the middle of the night, could drop tomorrow. I'm probably going to be up most of the night working on it. It's going to take a lot of editing. So it's a unique video. It's on Schema Monks. And it's just kind of an in-depth breakdown. It's a different style of video for me, and you'll see what I mean when I drop it. So I'm looking forward to releasing that and showing you guys. But in the meantime, I got something really cool to show you guys that came in the mail today. Let's check and see what it is. We're gonna be doing a little package opening. What's in here? What's in this package? Let's take a little gander. Let's take a little gander inside. Got a little something in the mail. I don't know, we gotta open it up and see what it is, guys. Gotta see what it is. It's not like you already read the title of this video or anything, so it's a surprise, guys. It's a surprise. We got the old shankaroo. We're gonna get after it. We're gonna slice this bad boy open. Get in there. See what we got. Whoop. All right. See what we got here. Oh, gotta be careful there. I want to show you guys on cam opening, old package opening. We don't do these very often, but we're doing one today. It's a special package, and I'm very excited. Oh, look at that! Got the skull action going on. Okay. Pulling off the tape here. Pulling off tape, guys. It's very exciting. It's exciting stuff. Okay, we're getting that figured out. And it looks like we have received Youth of the Apocalypse and the Last True Rebellion. What is this here? Oh yeah, good old Saint Marina, my wife's patron saint. We got an icon card of Saint Marina. Look how cool that is, dude. Look at that. Beating that demon with the hammer. So awesome. And on the back it's got a prayer. Let's read this little prayer. Let God arise and let his enemies be scattered, and let those who hate him flee from his face. As smoke vanishes, let them vanish. And as wax melts from the presence of fire, so let the demons perish from the presence of those who love God and who sign themselves with the sign of the cross and say with gladness, Rejoice, most precious and life-giving cross of the Lord, for thou drivest away the demons by the power of our Lord Jesus Christ, who was crucified on thee, went down to hell and trampled the power of the devil, and gave us thee, his honorable cross, for driving away all enemies. O most precious and life-giving cross of the Lord, help me with our Holy Lady, the Virgin Theotokos, and with all the saints throughout the ages. Amen. Man, I like that. That's really cool. That is super cool. Super cool icon card. I love that. That's got me pumped. And then we got this Youth of the Apocalypse by Justin Marler. This is very cool. Very, very cool. Youth of the Apocalypse and the Last True Rebellion. This is the second edition from 2024. The first edition was released in 1995, St. Herman Press, and I think there's some updates to this, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to read at least one chapter. We got to read at least one chapter of this. I don't know if we should read the first chapter, or if we should just pick something that sounds kind of awesome and skip ahead and see what's up. How about Truth? And that's long. That's a long chapter. Born in Darkness. That one's pretty not too long. Maybe we can read Born in Darkness and we'll take a gander at truth. So let's start with Born in Darkness, page 15. All right, chapter 1, Born in Darkness. Take a little look at this so you guys can see what's going on here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay. Let's dive in. Chapter 1, Born in Darkness. We are conceived in darkness. With eyes sealed shut, we enter the world with a scream. For some of us, suffering begins in the womb, and for others it begins when we take our first breath. Then we open our eyes and see our first view of the world. It is then that the building of our worldview begins. Every experience, all the information we acquire, all the things we are taught, begin to shape how we see and understand the world. When we are young, we rely on the adults to introduce us to the world and protect us from evil and suffering. However, grown-ups can be quick to let us down. We trust that we will be taken care of and be sheltered from the world and all the suffering it offers, but often this does not happen. As we grow older and begin to think about the world, we ask questions. We seek answers but are given superstition, hypocrisy, data, or ignorance. Our worldview is thus informed and takes shape. We are told lies and partial truths, and brick upon brick is laid until the end. In the end, we are sitting in a room without windows, staring at a cold stone wall. Our worldview, which is the framework by which we see and understand the world, is based on a few simple questions. They can be found in the upper left corner of a painting by Paul Gauguin. The painting depicts women in various stages of life with a blue statue of a god or goddess in the background. Scrawled in the upper left corner of the canvas are the following words. Dalvinans nos. Q samans nos. I'm probably butchering this. Oi alans nos. This translates as, where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Gauguin was wrestling with the three fundamental questions that all humans end up asking. Where did I come from? What is my purpose? And what will happen to me when I die? These questions of origin, purpose, and destiny are fundamental to human thought. The worldview that we form in childhood and throughout life has its core answers to these three questions. We ask because we need to know. For some of us, finding answers is life or death, and we continue to receive hypocrisy, confusion, and ignorance for answers. In the end, the room we eventually find ourselves in is a panic room of despair called nihilism. Being in darkness, we seek peace but cannot find it. We seek comfort, but there is no one to console us, because, as we discover, everyone is sitting in their own dark, lonely, cold room. Whether through subliminal means or overtly, we are told that pleasure and happiness are the primary goals of life. This is our purpose, meaning, and destiny. We are so entrenched in it that it is a built-in philosophy and a way of life for most of us. We get this messaging from advertising, music and movies, and virtually all media. We are trained in this philosophy from childhood. Selfishness becomes the norm as we get older. As adults, we consume, buy, take, and feed our desires. And when we don't get our way, we get irritated, bitter, and even feel justified in rage. This is the modern way. You would think that if we do what we want, when we want, this would make us happy. But for some reason, this can't be further from the truth. This has been clearly demonstrated by this generation. We do what we want, but for some reason, depression, despair, discontentment, unhappiness, and suicide are increasing at surprising rates. We have more comfort than all the previous generations in all of history. We have homes with indoor plumbing, air conditioning, access to medical care, access to drugs to make our illnesses and discomforts go away, access to meat, sweets, and junk food. We have immense warehouses where we can find every form of alcohol imaginable, and drugs are permitted and even prescribed. We can indulge ourselves for hours by binge watching all forms of content. We can get high, get drunk, get lost in social media at will. Then we find ourselves slaves of our own pleasures. We become addicts and puppets of our desires, and the darkness just gets darker. Let's skip ahead to truth and take a gander at that real quick. Just real quick. Chapter 1, Truth. And this is in the section Part 3, Our Resurrection. An icon of Christ there. Let you guys take a look at that. We have come through fire and water, I'll tell you, literally, in our rebellion against the world. We have fought against its wicked ways through our music, art, and philosophy of life. We have been thrown into darkness, and we stand now in the shadow of death. Well, that is it's very true for me, literally true for me. The youth of the apocalypse must rise up. We must face the enemy and conquer. The first step we must take is to recognize the enemy for who he is and to look him in the eye. We are fighting the machine of nihilism. The mad prophet of nihilism, Friedrich Nietzsche, defined nihilism in its absolute form, that there is no truth, that there is no thing in itself. This alone is nihilism in the most extreme kind. It is to this end of nihilism that the world has come today. This is the abyss of darkness, for without truth, there is no light. The statement, there is no truth, is itself a metaphysical statement. It is not made from sensible knowledge and cannot be proven. Rather, it is a confession of faith in untruth. That there is no absolute state of affairs is itself an absolute statement with its own truth claim. In claiming its own absolute truth that there is no absolute truth, nihilism contradicts itself and proves its own utter falsehood. That's very true. In such a nihilist philosophy, or more accurately, faith in untruth, one is left only with a vague hope in relative truth. Yet if we look to modern man's gauge of truth, science, and concept of relative truth, Yet if we look to modern man's gauge of truth, science, the concept of relative truth is obliterated. If there were no absolute principles of truth to begin with, there would be no criteria by which to classify anything as knowledge or truth. As Johnny Cash stated in one of his songs, and the lonely voice of the youth cries, "What is truth?" The moment we decide to seek truth is the moment when our lives begin to come together and start to make sense. The pursuit of truth is the pursuit of meaning and purpose, and answers to these questions are essential, not only for surviving, but thriving as a human being. This goes back to the first part of this book and the inscription on the Gagwan painting that asks, "Where do we come from? What are we? And where are we going?" I think that's enough for now, man. I'm looking forward to making my way through that. That is awesome. Youth of the Apocalypse and the Last True Rebellion, second edition, release 2024 by Justin Marlar. Let's read the back here, Youth of the Apocalypse. It's got a little inscription from Hieromonk Seraphim Rose. Let's see what it says here. Let me see if you can get a good, better look at that without the glare. Okay. Youth of the Apocalypse. Humanity had thought itself sufficient, and even now we think we can escape our destiny by our own efforts. Escape. That is our only thought. To escape from the insanity, the hell of modern life is all we wish. But we cannot escape. We must go through this hell and accept it, knowing it is the love of God that causes our suffering. What terrible anguish, to suffer so, not knowing why, indeed thinking there is no reason. The reason is God's love. Do we see it blazing in the darkness? We are blind. Whew. Heat. Straight heat. Man, that's powerful. All right, guys, this has been a quick one. It's been kind of to the point. It was just supposed to be an opening, just a package opening of this Youth of the Apocalypse book, because I was excited that it came today, and I was excited to share that with you guys and show you, hey, this is what it looks like. Let's check it out a little bit, read a little sample so you guys can get a little idea of what this book is all about. And yeah, I think it's definitely, from what I can see already, worth picking up. Looking forward to digging in more. Really cool icon card of Saint Marina that it comes with. And yeah, very, very happy to dig in more, and looking forward to that. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate all the support throughout this whole week. We'll be doing a lot more videos moving forward. That's what this was all about. Getting back in the groove of just making content for you guys, making Orthodox content, engaging in this Light of Tabor ministry, and yeah, just doing hopefully God's will. Trying to align my will with God's will, crucify my ego, and do what I feel God has put me here to do. And I do think that is this. And if God wills it, hopefully we can move forward and edify some people and reach some people with these videos and bring them to the church. And I've seen that happen to a certain degree already, and hopefully that keeps happening and keeps growing at a larger rate, because it's a beautiful thing to see people coming back to the truth, people discovering the truth for the first time, cradle Orthodox people coming back to the faith through their grandparents, through the prayers of their deceased grandparents, their great-grandparents. I've seen it in person. I met a gentleman in person that was telling me about this, and I see so many people searching for the truth right now. And man, there is only one place to find the ultimate truth, and that is in the Orthodox Christian Church, and that is in Christ, the ultimate truth. So come home, God is waiting, and you will not be let down. It's not going to be easy, but if you apply yourself properly and acquire the proper heart posture of humility and do your best to keep that, and say the prayers and mean them, and understand what it means for faith and works to work together synergistically, and put that into action and lead by example, it'll be a beautiful journey. So God willing, we can all engage in our spiritual journey to in such a way, because we all need God's mercy in this time. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thanks again. We got another cool video coming up, the Schema Monk video, so be on the lookout for that. We're working on it as we speak. It's just a lot of editing going into it. It's a unique video, different style than I'm used to, and I'm excited to show it to you guys. So God bless. Thanks again for tuning in, and till next time.